So my understanding is, okay, ChatGPT is a very cool feature. It's amazing at what it does. It increases your productivity tenfold, whatnot, right? I feel that ChatGPT is limited by human intelligence because ChatGPT, all the answers that ChatGPT gets, it basically gets it from whatever is available to it on the internet, right?
Sure.
So isn't AI, in a larger sense, limited by human intelligence? Or is it eventually going to get to a point that it will start doing its own research and coming up with its own deductions, and then we're really in trouble that it will leave us far behind?
I think it's already gone past that.
You think so?
Yeah, it's already gone past. It's just that we don't fully understand. So before, what happened with ChatGPT, DeepMind did this competition with I think Sudal or whatever that Korean chaps. He was a grand champion of
Go.
this game of Go. Right?
I know
So
that.
that game basically is where they introduce this concept where the machine does self-learning.
Yes.
It will actually play a game and learn from its mistakes like a human being does. Again, using neural networks, but a different structure of neural networks. Sort of a multi-part brain. So
Yeah.
like our brain also has internal compartments.
Yeah.
The amygdala, the hippocampus, and there are different portions. So they gave them two different kinds of a thing. One would criticize, the other one would generate the idea, see if it could get it past the critic.
Yes.
So those kind of models. And they basically what it did was that it started to make moves in that competition, which that grandmaster eventually admitted it had never seen a human being do before.
Move that. Yeah,
So
I've seen that one.
So it played the game
Yeah.
with humans,
Yes.
and eventually started playing in ways against itself. Right.
Yes.
So two models of what were they called back then? Whatever name that they given them. DeepMind had given them a certain name.
Yeah.
Alpha Zero.
Alpha Zero.
Yeah.
Right?
So Alpha something, Alpha Zero, and then there was another one. So they basically started playing against each other. So they kept the human aside, and we were playing just against one another.
Wow.
And in them, they started to make moves which are outside of our intelligence. That how did you figure that one out?
Wow.
Right. Like they gave this robot. This is a more graphic example. They gave this robot with an AI chip, and they said you have 4 legs. So the robot did have 4 legs, sort of like a spider kind of thing. But you're not allowed to use your feet to move from point A to point B.
Okay.
They said, let's see what it does.
Okay.
Did it blow a circuit or something? We can't really blow a circuit, but
Yeah,
just in our world.
Yeah.
Let's see what it does. They said, try to think, just thought about it for a while. It flipped itself on its back. Then it dragged itself, just by wriggling its feet or something. Yes, it just created a motion where it would wriggle.
Yeah.
And from wriggling, it started to move from. It says, I'm not touching my feet to the floor.
Wow.
It was just raising the feet and just rotating somewhere and then moving across. Right. So he said, I figured out a way across your little puzzle that you created for me.
Wow.
And I have feet. Don't use the feet. So okay, I'll use my back, and then
Amazing.
I'll slither my. Yeah, it had some sort of movement in the back of it.
Amazing.
So it used its spine like a snake to move across. So I'm not using my feet.
Yeah. Before we move away from that point, the documentary that he was talking about an AI playing the game of Go against a grandmaster, it's available on YouTube. I'll attach the link for it somewhere on the screen right now. If anybody has not watched it, do watch it. It will blow your mind on how advanced AI has become. And this documentary in itself is, I think, about 4 or 5 years old at this point.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while. And when I first saw it, more than anything, I felt this sense of dread that what is coming for us eventually. Like you said, the computer ends up making moves that the grandmaster is not even able to fathom, in his normal routine. Right.
Sorry, before we move on, this actually has an older predecessor behind it. So IBM actually had this history against Gary Kasparov. There was a grandmaster of chess, late 90s.
Yeah, you're talking about Deep Blue.
Deep Blue. So Deep Blue is probably what inspired that AI game that I made as well.
AlphaGo.
That was no, the one I made is just for checkers. Right?
Okay.
So that one was just using game trees. So
Right.
just to get a concept for the audience and yourself as well, how complex the thing can get.
Yes.
Chess is far more complex as compared to checkers.
Yes.
And Go is far more complex than chess itself is.
Yes.
Right? So I actually was just reading a paper that IBM had written, how that thing was calculating. And my argument was that IBM's got enough money, make a nice big machine, calculate every possibility that the future moves can bring in, and just come up with the answer.
Yeah.
The IBM data scientist of that time had written that actually the 2 to the power is maybe going to be this long.
Yeah.
How many possible moves is there?
Right.
So even our most advanced machines will stagger and fall.
Yes.
So we actually had to build in some sort of a nuance and intelligence inside that system, so it wouldn't try to go that far.
Yeah.
It would just use its sort of sense of how the game should be played, just like a human being would. And they were successful to to an extent, not to the level of Go. But Go actually has enough moves that it can supersede the number of atoms in the universe.
Yeah, I heard
that drama. So there, then you need actual intelligence to play, because if you sit and try to calculate to the end, it will fail.
It will fail. Amazing. Like, I'm taking a while just to process process all of this. This is mind blowing stuff, because my concern is, even if you look at our technology from the past 20, 25 years, right? You look at something as trivial as a TV or an electronic device that we use at our homes, a TV, a washing machine, anything. You go to a layman and you ask, how does this thing work? You use it every day. You use your TV every day. You use your washing machine every other day. Well, how does it work? Nobody would be able to give you the answer. Nobody knows how all of this stuff is working. And now it's getting to a point that AI is coming up with ways to process information and make sense out of it in layers, like you said, that are even beyond human comprehension. Yeah. So where does this go? My concern is that eventually AI might get to a point that AI realizes that, okay, human intelligence or human instruction is actually slowing us down. Human intervention is actually, that's the rock that is weighing us down. So how far off are we until an AI program actually tells us that, okay, you guys just
leave it back.
You guys just leave it back. You guys just stay behind. Let us take care of it.
The thing is that this goes in the area of consciousness.
Yes.
Okay. So thankfully, right now there is no sign that the machine itself has been able to evolve a consciousness similar to ours.